9-10 games behind us. We're one step closer to the tip-off of the playoffs. Hey, welcome to NBA Today. I'm Malika Andrews. We're just under 48 hours away from, in my book, what is the best 2 months in the sports calendar. Because it's in the NBA playoffs, that's where amazing happens. That's where stars are born. That's where legacies are cemented. Take LeBron James and Steph Curry, for example. These two all-time greats, they're no stranger to the postseason, but would an elusive fifth title be what defines their case as the best players in the 21st century, or is it going to be one of the new age superstars that ends up on top? A Nikola Jokic, a Jason Tatum, Giannis Antetokounmpo, they're all already champions, but two, that catapults them into a different conversation. But the playoff picture, it's changing by the minute. We have some breaking news out of Milwaukee. Joining us now is our senior NBA insider, Shams Charania. Shams, what can you tell us about the status of Bucks star Damian Lillard?
Malika, just over 3 weeks ago, Damian Lillard was diagnosed with a blood clot in his right calf. Now, in an unprecedented fashion, now 3.5 weeks later, today, Damian Lillard has been cleared from the blood clot in his calf. He's off blood-thinning medication. He's cleared for full contact workouts starting today. He participated in a full practice with the Milwaukee Bucks today. And Bucks officials have been told by doctors that this is really remarkable, unprecedented recovery for him to do this. This has really never happened before in this length of time. It typically takes athletes several months, and even human beings several months, to recover from this. So what are the reasons why? Some were the specialists involved in this, the early detection, and really the early treatment that started in the calf. Even before he was diagnosed in late March, I'm told Damian Lillard started blood-thinning medication as a really preventative measure. And because of that, he's now able to make a return. Now, what does this mean for his status for Game 1 against the Pacers on Saturday? I'm told he is still out for Game 1. He's going to use the next several days to ramp up, do more workouts, get his cardio. He has not played, obviously, in quite some time yet this season. But this is really a remarkable recovery for Damian Lillard, a guy a lot of people thought maybe would not even have came back this year.
Yeah, this is really unprecedented, as we have talked about here. Udonis, you said that the Milwaukee Bucks, they need Damian Lillard. Without him, they don't have a chance against the Indiana Pacers, who they're slotted to play in that 4-5 first-round series. Now that he's looking to make his return, does that change the way you view this series in your eyes?
1,100%. This changes the series for the Milwaukee Bucks. I expect this to be a possession series. I think this is going to go down to the wire in each game. I don't think there's going to be very many blowouts. This is one of the best closers in the game. It's Dame time. So down the stretch, they have a guy they can go to besides just Giannis.
The Bucks have had so much unfortunate bad news and breaks in the playoffs the last couple of years with injuries, specifically to Giannis and Chris Middleton. The fact that they finally got a huge break here, an unprecedented break, is indeed a game-changing situation. These two teams are very close to each other. During the regular season, the Bucks won 3 of the 4 games. Having Dame Lillard as another option, because what we were worried about in this series was Giannis getting overworked. So even if Dame does miss the beginning of the series, like Shams says he is going to, the fact that Dame could come back potentially during this series and give Giannis a support could be completely game-changing. And now, really, I think this is a toss-up situation, assuming that Dame can get back.
This is the healthiest, the most full Milwaukee Bucks team we've seen since before Bobby Portis was suspended for those 25 games. And Giannis has been on a tear, 32-12-12. That's what he's been doing without Damian Lillard. So when he has Dame back here, what does that unleash for Giannis?
Well, he doesn't have to play point guard. I mean, two of the most taxing things you can do on an NBA game is to play point guard and to defend the post. He already has to defend the post a lot. When you take some of those duties away from him, obviously he's going to bring the ball up a lot, but when you take that away from him, you can stretch it out. And I believe that the Pacers' big game plan for this series was to try to wear Giannis out, to think about what would happen in a game 6 or 7 when game 1 starts. This now just relieves the burden to a guy who's a top 75 all-time player. It's not just getting back your starting point guard, it's getting back an all-time great.
And Damian Lillard, when he wants to come back, Damian Lillard wants to be himself, right? And that's why getting the time to ramp up is going to be important. And he's been able to do a little bit. He's been able to do some 3-on-3 skeleton work, really no contact. He's been able to do a lot of individual work, drills, a lot of things to get himself conditioning-wise there. And why has he been able to do that? Because that blood clot size, why he's been able to recover like this, it's really been smaller than maybe we've seen some of these other players. And the size of it, that's why they weren't able to detect it for really weeks on time. And his agent, Aaron Goodwin, actually kept having it retested over and over because that calf just was not feeling right. And then finally, they found it, they detected it, and then now he's recovered.
I mean, just getting back into game shape, that's something you can't simulate. You can't run. You can't get on the bike. You have to get in game basketball shape. And unfortunately, they're playing in one of the fastest teams in the NBA. So that's going to be an issue, but I fully expect Dame to hit the ground running and not miss a beat when it comes to offense. I mean, I think Dame time is just going to be Dame time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think we can overlook, when we talk about blood clots, UD, you know this all too well, that really the first concern is for the person and just for the health of Damian Lillard. So the fact that he's able to get back to the basketball court at all, let alone this quickly, is truly unprecedented. And we are certainly looking forward to seeing him out there. But I think all of us would have said the status of Damian Lillard and what that means for the Milwaukee Bucks, one of the biggest questions heading into the playoffs. Now that we have some answers on that front, what is the biggest question remaining?
We don't ever seem to talk about the Celtics, and that's a compliment to them because the Celtics have handled their business so well as champions. The big question to me in this whole postseason is anybody going to be good enough to beat the Celtics 4 out of 7? Not when they have a bad shooting night, not when they may lose focus in the fourth quarter, which they're sometimes prone to do because they get ahead. Can you beat them 4 out of 7 times? I just want to point out, last year in the playoffs, they went 16-3. At one point, they won 10 straight games. And while I do believe a number of teams have made strides on them, they have not weakened at all. If anything, they have strengthened, especially with their starting 5. So to me, that's a huge question. The other thing is, who might be there to meet them if they can get through the East? Who can win this Western Conference? I can make a case for 5 or 6 or 7 different combinations.
I would say 6, yeah.
Well, I can't even say who's going to get to the conference finals. Like, I favor the Thunder, but I can make a case for we could have a whole bunch of different combinations in the Western Conference finals. The unknown in the West is what makes this next few weeks going to be very exciting.
I mean, Cleveland has dominated the East all year, so we're not taking nothing away from them. They have a hell of a year, but I truly think that the combination that they're going to have to go with is Hunter at the 4. I really don't like the Mobley switching on to Jason Tatum. I don't like the Mobley. I know he's a great defender, but he just has trouble guarding Jason Tatum. I mean, he gets to his pull-up right here over a 7-foot guy. Now he ISOs him, steps back once again over a 7-foot guy. So he's getting all his shots, and this takes nothing away from Mobley. Jason Tatum is one of the greatest in the game, but I truly think this is not going to be a 2-big series. If they see the Boston Celtics, it's going to be a 1-big series, and Hunter is going to have to play a huge part.
There's sort of been these titans, right, at the top of each conference, the Oklahoma City Thunder and then the Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference. But, Brian, you've said it repeatedly. It seems like 2 through 7 in particular in the Western Conference is separated by a matter of degrees, and it depends on the day, Shams. How are teams preparing for this jockeying within this crowded middle of the West?
I'll give you an example. Someone that I know around the Timberwolves was like, why are we looked at as such underdog to the Lakers? We have 1 less loss than them.
That's right.
And you look at the standings and how jumbled up these are. Oklahoma City, Houston, Los Angeles, the Lakers, the Clippers even, Denver, Minnesota, Golden State. I think, what's that, 7 teams? I think all 7 of those teams can give themselves, I mean, maybe Houston, right? This is their first foray into this. They have a younger team. But all those other teams are going into this playoffs like, we want to make it to the finals.
Right.
And that mentality, you talk about parity in the NBA. I mean, that's pretty remarkable that you can have 7 teams make a case that we can get to the finals.
People around the Timberwolves are saying that, but we know that Anthony Edwards is never just afraid of saying that thing out loud. He did just that. Take a listen.
How does that make you feel? Do you feel like you guys have been overlooked, especially making a Western Conference Finals run last year?
No, I love it. Yeah.
Why?
I just love it. Yeah, it's dope. I mean, I love the fact that everybody want the Lakers to win. That's how it's supposed to be. They don't want the Timberwolves to win.